friends, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about and reviewing a new drugstore complexion product, specifically foundation, with a demo, review, and a wear test. So if those types of videos interest you, make sure you subscribe before you leave and hit the like button. You can also click on the bell to be notified every time I upload a video. I upload videos usually once a week on Tuesday at 10 a.m. PST, so don't forget to do that. The foundation we're going to be talking about today is from Makeup Revolution, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the first complexion product I have tried from Makeup Revolution in terms of like foundations, concealers, and whatnot. And this is their latest launch. It's the IRL in Real Life Filter Long Wear Foundation. It's available in 30 shades and is $13. I picked mine up at Ulta, and just so you guys know, if you are planning to pick this foundation up at Ulta does not carry the full shade range. I believe Ulta only has, I think, 18 shades available. We've got an airplane going overhead. Sorry for the background noise. Like I was saying, Ulta only has, I think, 16 to 18 shades available on their website and in store. So if you're looking at the options and can't seem to find your shade, I would suggest going on the Makeup Revolution website to see if you can find a better match. It comes in a frosted glass bottle. We have a pump, which we all love with the foundations. It's meant to be 16-hour wear, cruelty-free, vegan. It claims to have a breathable, soft, matte finish. It is $13, but just to let you guys know, the size on this is actually 0.7 fluid ounces. Most foundations these days come in a standard like 1 fluid ounce. So I think for the amount of product that you're getting and it being a drugstore product, $13 is kind of expensive for not getting a full fluid ounce. The foundation claims to be oil-free, shine-free, crease-proof, life-proof, and smudge-proof. So those are some really hefty claims. I am currently wearing the foundation. As you can see, I have a full face of makeup on. I've been wearing it for about 2.5 hours or so at this point. So make sure to stick around till the end of the video to hear my final thoughts. And I will say this foundation, the process of acquiring it was a pain in the behind. It took at least 3 trips to Ulta to finally get the product and get the right shade. So if you want to know what happened all with that, stick around and let's roll into the application and demo portion. Let's get into testing out this foundation. I picked up 2 different shades and I have not opened them yet. The shades I picked up is 8.5, which is for medium skin tones with yellow undertones. And then I also picked up 6.5, which is a light medium with yellow undertones. I was considering picking up the, was it 6 or 7? That is light medium with warm undertones, but it looked a little red in the online swatch. So let's go ahead. Let's start with the lighter of the 2. This is 6.5, and I'm just gonna give it a shake just in case. It doesn't really say whether or not to shake it. So it comes with a pump. Whoop. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be way too light. Okay, let me go ahead and swatch that on the back of my hand. Goodness, yeah, I think that's gonna be way too light. Let's try the 8.5. Okay, that's better. So we've got the 8.5 right here and the 6.5. 6.5 is definitely gonna be too light for me. Even in the wintertime, I feel like that's gonna be too light. So we're gonna go in with the 8.5. The undertone of these don't look too yellow, to be honest. I think I actually like the undertone of the 6.5. The 8.5 doesn't look too yellow, which we'll see what it looks like when we get it on the complexion. And when picking out or trying to pick out my shade range, I actually tried to base it off of Rose from Rose and Ben on Instagram. The shade she had picked up, I want to say, was like 10 or 9.5, and so while I'm not obviously as tan as she is right now, I figured if I go down 1 shade to 1.5 shades, that would be about right. So hence the 8.5. So I've already primed. I went ahead and used my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer just in this area right here. And then on the rest of my face, I used my Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. Since it's a new foundation, I wanted to go with a primer that I am vetted and have used and know that it works with pretty much all of my foundations, which is why I went with this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a pump or so on the back of my hand, and you get pretty decent pump. It's not too liquidy or too runny. And let's do this side. Gosh, that 8.5 still looks really light when applying it. I have a mirror to this side, which is why I'm looking. Okay, and I'm going to use a brush to blend this out. This is my Anissa Pinnacle Foundation brush. Oh my god. Okay, way too light. No. You guys, the shade looks gray. What is going on? Ooh. Okay, well, the shade is not my favorite. Obviously not a match, and just looking on how it's sitting on my skin as of right now, it's catching to my dry acne scars here. Geez. Okay, let's do the other side. I may have applied too much. I feel like this also dries quickly. I will say I had already done my typical skincare. I do use a niacinamide serum and a hyaluronic acid serum. So I look like a ghost. We're just gonna go with it. I swear I like have the worst luck with a lot of drugstore foundations, and I don't know what it is. Like, the same thing happened to me with the Catrice True Skin Foundation. If you guys remember and saw that video, that was a fail. The e.l.f. CC Camo Concealer, the shade match was super off. Even though I did really like the formula of that one, the shade match was just no. It was just complete no. Okay, so let's not mind the shade match right now, but I will say I took a lot less on my forehead, obviously, and I think that looks better. So I think that looks way better than it does here on my cheeks area, because it is clinging to a couple of my dry spots, and I have combination to oily skin where I have my acne breakouts. I do tend to get a little dry, and I'm more oily in my T-zone area. It does seem to be absorbing into the skin the longer it sits. I just can't with the shade match. This is, I look ghostly. Okay, we're gonna put this application portion of the video on pause. I'm gonna try to go to Ulta and exchange it for another shade, and then we'll come back hopefully with the right shade. I'm hoping Ulta still has them in stock, because when I checked the other day, a lot of the shades were out of stock. Take 2 coming soon. Take 2 starts now. So I went and picked up the shade F10 from Ulta. I got lucky. This was the last one that they had. So let's cross our fingers and hope this works, because honestly, if it doesn't, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this video. So I'm gonna give it a good shake. And I'm getting a fresh brush. I pulled out my second one of the Anissa Pinnacle Foundation brush, which is my favorite, and then my favorite drugstore foundation brush is the e.l.f. Complexion Duo brush. The only thing I've done different is I did apply some sunscreen after I washed off the Casper the Friendly Ghost foundation shade from earlier. So let's go ahead and give this a go. I'm gonna squeeze out a smaller amount. There we go. So this shade is already looking better. So going to, yep, that looks much better. It looks a little more neutral than what I would like, but let's see. All right, already looking 10 times better than what we initially started with. And I would say that was a little bit less than half a pump, and I went ahead and used everything that was on the back of my hand. Much better. I was just looking up close. It's not clinging to patches. It's not looking weird. It's looking like it's sinking into my skin. So I have really high hopes for this. Okay, let's go ahead and take out a little bit more. So you can see I kind of got medium, light medium coverage. My acne scars are still present. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some to the other side here. And if you've noticed, when I do my foundation applications, I like to start at the bottom half of my face and work my way up. I feel like I have the most discoloration and areas where I like to even out down in this area. So I work my way up. That also helps my foundation not look as cakey further up my face. Added a little bit more on this side for some coverage. And I am pressing the foundation in versus buffing. So working off that second half pump, the smallest amount on my forehead, just because, like I said, the shade is still a little neutral in my opinion. And I think the shade 10 is supposed to have warm undertones. I think it's supposed to be for medium tan complexions. I'll put it somewhere here on the screen what it's described as on the website so you guys have an idea. So with that, we already know if you are going to pick up this foundation, maybe go up at least one shade, if not a shade and a half from what you think you might be, because I am definitely not a medium tan. So I am on the light medium spectrum. Well, I don't know how they determined the description of these shades, to be honest. Okay, so here we have the application. Honestly, guys, it's looking really, really nice. It looks like skin. The foundation is described as a soft focus matte formula. I will say I'm not usually a huge fan of really matte foundations, but I think this one is still giving me that skin-like finish to where I really like it. It's not doing anything weird around my nose, not clinging to my acne, to my dryness around my acne. Let me know how it's coming off on camera. Is it coming off a little neutral to you guys, or does it look like a pretty good match? Because in my mirror, if I'm looking right here, it does just still look just a smidge lighter than my chest does. My chest obviously is more of that yellow golden undertone, but it definitely with bronzer and doing the rest of my complexion makeup, I think we can make this work. Okay, great. That makes me really happy because the thought of having to go back and return this or exchange it for another shade was making me super nervous. The associates at Ulta probably think I'm crazy at this point because when I bought it originally, it was full price, $13. And then like a day or two later, I noticed it went on sale at Ulta. It was 40% off. So I went back in to have them price adjust it. I still hadn't opened it. And that was yesterday. And then today, when I went to try it on, these shades, as you guys saw, were definitely not a match. So I had to go back, return those, and then pick up what I hoped would be the correct match, which so far looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my complexion makeup and then we will come back. Let's see, it's about 1:20 right now. So we'll call it maybe starting this application around 1:10-ish so we can see how long of a wear test we can get, and I will be right back. Okay, so we're a little bit past the 3 hour mark, and I feel like on camera it actually looks really good, but in real life, when I look up close in the mirror, like you can see, I feel like it's like sinking into my pores. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen a foundation do this before. I'm gonna zoom in and see if you guys can see, like right here, it looks like little dots. And so I don't know if that's coming off on camera with you guys. Everywhere else it looks really good. It's just in those areas. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep this on for a few more hours because I'm going to go to the gym and I don't like working out with the full face of makeup on. But I'm going to try and wear this again tomorrow or over the weekend and do a couple more check-ins and see how it goes. So stay tuned. All right, so we're here for another check-in. I ended up going to the gym with my full face of makeup on, just so I can give you guys a longer wear test. So I did a whole workout, like 30 minutes and then 30 minutes on the treadmill. You can see I am sweating. The makeup is actually looking okay. I mean, it's still intact. It's not breaking apart, but it's looking a little cakey on me in this area. I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, so just wanted to give you guys another check-in. Like I said, we're at like the 6.5 hour mark-ish. And so yeah, stick around. Okay, so it's been a day or two since my last check-in, and as I mentioned in the last check-in, the foundation had started to break apart kind of in this area of my face, but I tried it on for a second time today, and I use a lot less. So I would say for my entire face, I used maybe a half pump, and I'm loving it today. It looks so flawless. It really does give that like soft matte look. I still have a little bit of shine coming through. I've been wearing it for, I want to say, what time is it? Almost 5 hours at this point. And so I am gonna say this foundation is a winner. Definitely less is more when you're using it, so just be aware of that. I don't think you need a full pump of the product. And yeah, so let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.